showtime!
And good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, whatever order you want to choose to do. Welcome to the worst podcast in the world, the Copperhead Road podcast. The good news is voted the best podcast in the Milky Way galaxy, not including Earth. I'm Footsie, that's Rexy, and we got a lot of shit to get into. Rexy, what's up, my dog?
Yeah, we had some a little pushback on the last show. I don't know if you saw that, but Milky Way, really,
No.
we're in the top 10.
Again, I was getting some galaxy polls back, and again, it looks like we're sitting. Again, the problem is this: there's like this line, right? And when you're the worst podcast in the world,
Yeah,
you automatically get shot up to the galaxy division. They call
okay,
it.
yeah.
And we shot to the top. So we got that going for us.
So it's a tiered system. You mean like if you bottom out in the
Again, I didn't cry. I didn't cry about it. You know what I mean?
I see what you did there. A little tier humor. I like it.
Thank you. But yeah. So it's again, it's really it's an honor, really, to be judged by such. I have to assume witty, funny, on air, live, mic savvy, so educated. You know what I mean?
Did you say we
So-
hired some guy named Mike Savvy? I didn't see that on the payroll.
I tell you know what, this is how my brain works. Like you said, savvy. I told you I'm like really hungry. I thought about gravy, and then I thought about mashed potatoes. I think I'm going to the barbecue place, and I'm gonna get chopped brisket with mashed potatoes, gravy, and some corn. And then when I get the corn, I'm gonna actually I'm gonna like cut a little. Like I'm gonna cut the corn from the thing and put it into this little thing of like butter, and then mix it all fucking around.
Now, let me ask you a question, and again, this is crucial. Mixing foods, where you at? Would you be okay if, say, the corn touched the mashed potato?
Yeah, that's fine. Again, but I'm also, it's totally okay. But the truth is, I'm glad you brought that. This kind of bothers me. Like, and again, I don't want to offend anybody, so please, look, I don't want bad comments. I don't want the fucking the make the mashed potato mountain. You know what I mean? And then sprinkle it with your, make it a volcano, maybe with your whatever you do. Good for you. So I don't want to hear the pushback.
You don't want big gravy coming after you.
I do not want big gravy coming after me. You know what I mean?
And please don't call me that.
What?
Please don't call me that.
Your new nickname. Yeah. How you doing? I'm Fats Macaroni. This is Big Gravy and for the Copperhead Road podcast. But anyway, my point is that I think that's what I'm going to do for dinner. I think I'm going to do that.
I think that's fine.
That sounded, yeah. As soon as you said savvy, I'm like, fucking gravy.
I thought you said savvy.
I might have, but I didn't. But even if I did, regardless, it all got back there from you. So thank you for that. Yeah. So the ratings, like I said, we're in. What other things were on my? Hold on, let me.
Ooh, you got notes. What's notes? Uh-oh.
You know what happened? I wanted footnotes. Guess who's I got?
What do you got?
Cliff notes.
So now we hired a guy named Mike Savvy and a guy named Cliff.
Yep, I got him on
Juicy
staff right now.
goosey.
It's security. I'm so nervous.
Yeah.
I'm so nervous.
Yeah,
Don't get nervous.
Don't get nervous. So, apparently, people, I wouldn't say the majority, but there was a little bit of a disagreement with my assertion that Nick Fuentes may have some ties to intelligence. Did you happen to see any of that?
Yeah, and here's the thing.
Yeah.
Because I love you and I'm your partner, so I'm going to stand by you.
This is how the last
And-
three
and-
interventions went. So I'm just
Uh-huh.
letting you know I've been here before.
Okay, so good. I just want to let you know. Give me a minute. I wrote this letter.
Okay.
Rex, we all care about you very much, but we will not stand here anymore with your pointless conspiracy theories. We've always thought that you had so much potential, playing the piano at the Philharmonic, dancing your way up.
No, we hired a guy named Phil
Paris's number
Harmonic.
one. Anyway, but no. Yes, we had a lot of pushback, and here's the thing. Like I said, I'm going to stand by you. And I thought I was very clear. I don't articulate very well. We all know that.
You mispronounced queer.
Yeah. But the thing is, I made it pretty clear to you that every single thing that you said, I agreed with. It made sense to me. Where I had my problem was the main motivation behind it, and I did not, and I didn't necessarily think that you were right. With that being said, anybody pushing back to you really could go eat a excuse my French, eat a dick, because the point being is,
You mean
unless
mashed potatoes
they
and
have,
gravy?
pardon,
You mean mashed potatoes and gravy? We don't need to work blue.
that's true. But and again, I don't fake tough guy, believe me. So I'm not doing all that. I'm just trying to make a point that you can't beat up. Again, it can sound like shit. We could be unfunny, but all you really did was present a theory.
Yeah, and I thought
And
I prefaced it pretty well that this was just a thought, a theory. You know, I presented it in a way where I thought that it would where the water would settle, the path of least resistance that seemed plausible to me on how things went down, notably after January 6th. So
Right now, the thing that got me though is not a lot of people really pushed back as an intellectual and wanted to really lay out reasons why you were wrong.
yeah,
You know what I mean? They really just said you were retarded and I was retarded and the show sucked. Which again,
I mean they're not
also,
wrong.
right? It's also, well, again, I think I made it clear to somebody. You know what I mean? Me being retarded has nothing to. It was so unrelated to the conversation that we were having. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like as far as my opinion goes, something retarded for so many other reasons.
Yeah.
And like I said, that's I guess pretty objective. But what's subjective is people's opinions. And I'm not saying that Rex is right. I'm not. But I would love to hear a different opinion. And no one wants to push back. I don't have one on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm here. I'm here to listen on this one, and I throw my 2 cents in with my opinion when I'm fucking ready.
Well, hold on to your pennies for a second. So, because I'd like to kind of clear up. I don't think I made it very clear how I think the genesis of this happened. First and foremost, I do not believe that if, in fact, Nick Fuentes is tied in somehow with intelligence, I do not believe that was by his own doing. I don't think that he came up through the ranks of CIA. I don't think that
Oh
he
my
sought
God, you're
it
so
out.
retarded. And you know what? Your audio sounds ridiculous, and your video is horrible.
Yeah.
Wait, that wasn't productive? That wasn't productive to
It
a
didn't,
conversation? I
it
don't
didn't
get it.
sound like it was. It sounds like you have what is it? Rotten grapes? No, that's not the term. What is it? Sour grapes. Sour.
Oh, I'm so no. It sounds like maybe like the message was being muffled by Nick Fuentes's ass cheeks.
Fuentes.
Fuentes's ass cheeks, and somebody was like, oh yeah, like that's all I kind of got from that. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
I had zero problem with the setup, zero problem with the inhale. It was the delight in the exhale that made me want to throw up.
All right. Well,
I'm just
some
saying.
people throw up. Some people find it something in another way.
Some like it
flavor.
hot, and some sweat when the heat is on.
You tell them, Shilly.
All right, so I just want to. We're not going to go into the facts and things or whatever, but I want to. Yeah, God forbid we go into facts. I kind of want to again lay out a little bit of my thought process here. Again, I'll say it again. I do not believe that Nick intentionally got tied into intelligence. I'm not saying that he's some kind of a special agent. He's not freaking Nick Fuentes powers. Here's how I lay it out. Now, if you could pull up that screenshot that I sent you, that sort of sets up his involvement with January 6th. Obviously, everybody knows, he was, he spearheaded, and that's not a racial thing. The Stop the Steal rally, and essentially what's reported is that he sort of mimicked and mirrored the same sort of words that Ray Epps were saying about, we need to storm the Capitol, we need to go in.
Okay, buddy, hold on though. You realize, and again, I agree with everything you said. You're going to get pushback again.
All right, but
I'm saying why? Why are they going to push back? That's what I want to know. Like, what are they going to say?
Okay, well,
meaning
here is the facts as I understand them.
Now, these aren't facts that you're trying to prove Nick Fuentes is a CIA, is something to do with the feds. Is it? Or is it just you trying to tell people where your theory is coming from?
Right, where my theory is coming from, where the water is going to settle. And this is, it's obviously it's cited Politico in 3 other places, but it says,
Ew, Rexy Politico.
Hey, that's probably the best place to go, is somewhere that's not friendly to me at this point. So Nick Fuentes was present outside the U.S. Capitol on January 6th. There is no credible evidence that he entered the Capitol building during the attack, which I had said originally. He did not go in. That wasn't my point. But he encouraged the crowd outside, urging them to, quote, break down the barriers and disregard the police.
All right, time out though. Now, has Nick ever been asked if he's done that?
Again, these are well-reported facts. So
I'm just asking you if you know if he's ever been asked.
I don't know that. I don't know.
Is he on record denying that? These are only the things that I'm asking.
No,
I don't know either.
Not that I know of. He's never denounced saying that he didn't say these things.
Okay, but I'm trying to help you out as far as like throwing these, because as long as we're good on those things, so far, I'm rolling on down the Texas Hill.
Right, and I did go. He was deposed by the January 6th committee. He pled the fifth through all the questions that were pertinent to the case. So smart. And again, I don't blame him for any of that. I'll also say, even his involvement should not be grounds for any kind of prosecution. I do not think that he should have been prosecuted with 90% of the people that were at January 6th. I do not think he has done anything wrong.
I may not agree on the percentages, but I agree exactly what you're saying.
Right,
well taken.
And I will defend Nick for 90% of the things that he says, because free speech is free speech, and that's it. That being said, I'm not part of the Biden DOJ when he is, going about these things. So here is how I see it playing out. He also, had a couple of rousing, we'll say, speeches in mid-December, where he's, encouraging his followers to take down the GOP, destroy the GOP. Again, perfectly fine. All of that kind of stuff.
Sure.
Now, he I don't think I'll get any pushback for this either. I think that he is certainly a very charismatic, bright young guy. He is, the leader of the America First uh, um, group of people. We'll say
Movement.
movement. Yeah.
Movement.
Now again, I will say it again. I do not think he has done anything wrong. However, I am not part of the Biden DOJ. So
Again, I agreed to do like a crossfire with someone that was involved with the Biden DOJ. You're telling me now, after almost 50 something episodes, you're not a part of
no,
that?
no, I'm not.
Okay, I guess we'll make this work. Go on.
Okay, I'm sorry. So now there were a lot of people who did much less than Nick Fuentes did on January 6th. People who, number one, didn't go into the Capitol. He did not. Didn't
Horn guy.
Yeah, horn hat guy. He there were people who were just outside milling around who got at least called in, maybe had charges brought, and then obviously
Right.
there are people who got charges brought, pled out. There are people who went to the through the trial process and was found guilty.
Yep.
Now again, I did research on before the last show. I did research before this show to be sure that I was sure. Nick Fuentes was never prosecuted for anything he did on January 6th. And again, I'll say it again until ad nauseum. I don't think he should have been prosecuted.
All right, let me steel man it quick so I understand it.
Yeah.
So and just the end part. So
Whoa. End. End. You said end.
yeah, gotcha. So you don't believe anything that Nick did on January 6th warrants any such sort of criminal prosecution.
No.
Without a doubt. Okay, so perfect. No, so everybody was clear on that. But your point that you're making is that there were people that did a lot less and had a lot harsher things happen to them.
Correct.
So that at least pushes your narrative a little bit. Can I ask you this though?
Yeah.
You think maybe it was was Nick demonetized and all that at that time? Because maybe he just had a lot more money than a lot of other people and was able to, just get better representation or something.
Well, going back on the facts that were that I laid out in the last show. Let's see exactly January 6th, he obviously was part of that, but it says 2020, he continued to lose access to consumer services such as PayPal, Venmo, Patreon, Airbnb. So he...
So he had money at that time, or
he probably did. But again, as far as I could tell, he was never even brought in. Again, it very well possible that he was, but from the facts that I could find, he was never even brought in and had any charges levied against him, even to where he had to defend himself. So even if he was going to be able to get out of it unscathed, as far as I could tell, he was never had charges brought against him. So
right,
he may have been
questioned.
But
it is possible though that could be because of he had money and the ones what I mean? I'm just trying to maybe we can balance that out. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Again, I don't know because I don't know the people that were prosecuted. Maybe they were. You guys could have been lawyers, doctors, who the fuck knows. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So it may not be a money thing. I'm just trying to, just as I don't want to see look, you're going to get pushback and hate, but you know who you're getting them from? You're getting them from people that hate Jews. Just so you know, unequivocally, it does not matter what you say right now. Those aren't the people that I want you to, and those are the ones that are leaving shitty comments about the theory. The people that hate Jews.
Yeah.
I want the people that, like myself, that go, man, everything he's saying, you know what, makes pretty much sense. I don't think that's the case, but everything he's saying does make sense. So I just want to make sure I eliminate the things in my head that, you know what, okay, I can justify maybe why. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just as you're justifying why it could be the case.
Right.
So anyway, because you're never gonna get the bro. These people, like, I cannot believe how many people, like, listen, and I'm sure they love Nick, but they hate Jews more, and a lot of them, not all of them, mask it as America first.
Right.
I think there are a lot of America first people that dislike the Israeli government right now,
Right.
and that makes perfect sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The problem is the Jew haters won't be able to reconcile the two things. It's all across the board, and that's why I had said, I don't remember if I said it to you or a comment or to somebody, or maybe it was one of the talk shows that I was on. I was trying to explain. I was trying to explain that, you know, it's a shame because Nick has got that it factor. He can articulate his points, unbelievably. And I think you even said that last show, or privately to me, and if you just spoke with a little more nuance and a little bit of, um, I don't even know the right word. Even be a little more creative. I'm not saying fucking dog whistles, and I'm not saying for him to be disingenuous to what he believes, but to really get credibility and to really be genuine about anything, you have to try to get hatred out of your heart. So now, if he was to call me and be like, "Yo, Footer, what are you talking about? I don't hate Jews," I go, oh, "Okay, then I'm sorry." But I mean, does he say that? I don't know enough about him.
Yeah, and that,
I know the bad parts.
and I think we've even talked about that before. That our exposure early on was minimal. But from the clips and things that I've seen, and again, I don't begrudge him for having a very surface level opinion for a lot of the things that he does. I just think it just seems almost disingenuous that somebody who's as smart as he is hasn't really gone deep and thought about a lot of these things, uh, you know, uh, in a more complex and nuanced way. Um, which, again, if he has, and he still has these levels of sort of hatred and whatnot, um, then I attribute a lot more malice to his intentions than just ignorance. You know what I mean? I think
I don't think there's any ignorance there.
that's my
I
point.
think, yeah, which again, um, I would love him to be able to, and again, go 100% all in, do what you need to do. But to really hit home and really make a point and get the hate out of it, because if you get the hate out of it, you'll get a lot more credibility in regards to getting things done. If that's what you really want to do. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I mean, and if you run out his theory and his plan to the ultimate conclusion, to the obvious where it's going, it is the absolute destruction of America. Now, again, you can paint this beautiful picture in your head of get rid of all of the Jews and all of the people that you hate and things or whatever, and it's going to be all sunshine and roses.
Rex, that's not true. That's not true. It wouldn't work that way, bro. I don't know why you say
No
that.
shit.
Oh,
And that's my point.
oh literal footsie bear.
Bag of foots. You know, it makes
The worst podcast in the world.
Oh, I love riling you up with that shit. That really makes me laugh. So anyway, going back to my theory again. Now you in the last show we had talked about what was the motivation of the intelligence community to put him on the hook or put him
Yeah,
under
and I
their
felt
wing,
you were
that kind
ducking
of a
me.
thing.
Yep. I felt like you were. Yep, and I felt like you ducked me on that one.
And I'm sorry that I did if you came across that way, but I think that they have a lot of motivations to put a hand on somebody who's number one, very bright, very intelligent, very
Thank you,
influential.
but this is not about me.
Yeah, it's definitely not. So I'm
Oh,
sorry if I wasn't clear on that because this is definitely not about you at all. I mean,
well,
I thought that those descriptive words would have given you the information that you needed to know that this is not about you at all. No way.
or is there any? So you're saying there's a little wiggle room?
So this is what I think is going on with their motivation. Again, uh, if in fact the intelligence community came up with the assessment that white nationalism is the most dire threat in the country, whether that be true or not, if that's the direction that you're going to go, it makes sense that you would want to have an in on one of the most influential white nationalist um, people in the game, which is Nick Fuentes. So I could see them saying, look, he didn't obviously do anything again that I think that is criminal, but we've already put people above and below him through the ringer for the same amount of things. Um, let's bring him in, and I don't care how much money or lawyers that you have. It would not stop a prosecution. You may get out of it in the end through the court process and things like that. But it doesn't stop people from putting it through the ringer if they want to do that, especially the federal government, because I don't care how much money you have, they have more. So my thought is that they said, look, Nick, and can I call you Nick? Then you need a coffee or a water or something, and then the bad FBI would come in. Yeah, he doesn't need any water. Just get him on the record, something like that. I don't know. I've seen too many movies. Going forward, and I think they put it to him simply. They said, you displayed enough evidence to at least put you under prosecution. I know you've been, demonetized, deplatformed. You have a lot of things going against you. All we're asking for is, maybe we have a sit down every couple of weeks. If there's anything weird kind of going on that you see going on, relay that information. And again, it may have been very, forthright and open and honest. If you know somebody planning a terror attack, come and let us know. But once they've got you in the, on the hook, whatever information that that is available to you, you're going to go after. So, and again, I don't know. It's a theory. I think that the FBI, the CIA, the intelligence community abroad probably has a lot more people on the hook than we like to think. And this is not a new thing. They've been doing it,
no,
40s, 50s, early mob people and probably people in administrations and things like that. So this ain't a new thing. So nobody should be surprised if that's indeed the case.
Can you hear me okay now?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, no, I know. I just wanted to make sure you're still. I let you go, and I'll say it again.
Sorry.
I'll say it again. Listen, man, you make a great point. All the things that you're saying, you can weave into, that nice little blanket, right? That nice little warm, cozy blanket.
I like to say
Um,
it's a sewing bee,
Again, you know what? It's like a shawl. You're making it into a nice little shawl.
like
You know?
Wendy Shawl,
Hmm?
like Wendy Shawl.
No, like Better Call Shawl. You never saw
Better call. Oh yeah, I got it.
that.
Luckily, your mush
um,
mouth will make that work.
yeah, Better Call Saul. Um, anyway, the um, the thing is, I'm still worried that you're not, and you won't be able to because again, you, everything you're saying makes perfect sense, but you're still going to get watch the pushback you still get, and nobody's going to articulate why that makes no sense.
And
We both,
I would love to hear an
I
alternative.
know.
I mean, do you have like another way where it works out to where um, things happen the way they did, and
Yes,
for
but you
some reason,
dismissed the one way when I brought up the thing about like why he wasn't prosecuted was because of money. And then again, you're allowed to feel it, dismiss it. And again, I don't know.
hmm.
I'm just saying that that's one hole that I find, and that doesn't mean it's any less credible, because you're not even saying you believe it. You're just saying you think it is definitely a plausible option.
Yeah, and another thing that I'm going to go through his episodes and things that he said to see if there's ever been a story where he's like, yes, they brought me in, yes, they tried to prosecute me, yes, they offered me um uh immunity if I help them out and do these kind of things. I haven't seen that yet either. So
So you're
um
offering, you're putting out the invitation right now to Mr. Nicholas Fuentes that he is welcome to come on Copperhead Road, and set you straight.
yeah.
Is the invitation out there?
Oh, absolutely. Come
Okay,
on up to our studio, and we'll blow some guns off and have a blast. I'll feed you food.
man, he's got a
We'll
lot
have
of
fun.
guns. Yeah, well, I don't know. Nick's got a lot of guns. I don't know about you, huh, Texan?
I have
Oh,
three.
maybe.
I have three
Oh,
guns.
yeah. But yeah, you got a lot of land out there. But look, the thing is this: even if he can call it. You know what I mean? He can do whatever he wants to do.
Yes, he
You know
can
what I
be
mean? But
Colin Quinn.
yeah, but
Nothing. All right. Whatever.
the thing is
Just
this:
trying to be funny. Just trying to get ahead. Go ahead.
listen, don't work blue, bro. Please, come on, it's a family show. Um,
Oh, I see it.
but
I got it.
yeah, thanks. Um, Again, the pushback, no matter what, you're gonna get some from the Jew haters. Uh, so let's pivot. Well, do you want to wrap yours up in any more? Do you want to keep going
Again,
with that
I
anymore?
think we've beat this dead horse as far as it's going to go until we get some more information from. Again, if anybody on in his camp would be willing to talk to us, I'd love to hear the alternative explanation on how the things went down. So until then, we'll put a pin in that and we'll move on.
Okay. Well, we'll see what kind of pushback, if any, you get now, um, and then we'll go from there. One thing I'd like to give myself a little, as I call it, Dave Smith, pat myself on the back. Um, you know, I told you that Tucker was fucking lying, right? I told you,
You did.
and that mother, he fucking lied, man. And that like, why did he do that? What's your take on that? Why is he lying? Why did he have to? Why did he?
Who did he? What about did he?
He? We heard. I know. Go. I heard you.
I don't have a good explanation. I'd love to hear him explain it.
Yeah. Well, was another invitation. We get it.
Yeah.
Um. So I don't like, and this. Okay. So this is where I'm. Let me be a little hyperbolic here. Okay. Let me use a little hyperbole. All right. You
Hyperboil, the
got.
word is.
Yeah. Yeah. We got you got Tucker blatantly lying, okay, on national television, that on something that he didn't have to lie about. You have Candace Owen, pretty much just about to put the nail in the coffin that Macron's wife there is really a man. Okay, you've got um, pretty much across the board Republican and Democrat um, hating Jews.
Yeah,
um,
did you
you,
speaking of before did you
the
see the
Jew? No, the Jew.
yeah, the Jew did you see the interview
I
with
heard you.
Candace and Milo Yiannopoulos?
No, but
It's worth it.
funny thing. Do you remember who also had Milo Yiannopoulos on before anybody else had him?
Yeah, I remember. As a matter of fact, I told
This
Jen a
these
line from
guys
it
right
the other
here.
day. I when he was talking about the N word, remember?
Yep. Oh yeah. Oh,
I
I
told Jen
remember.
about that. That was a good line.
Yep. And look, so I understand. Look, you think a lot of people think that we're the worst show ever, and I get that. But look, we've took a hiatus. We've done this. We've interviewed a lot of fucking people.
Yeah. We've
Some which have now. What?
I was going to say we've licked our fair share of peanut butter.
Yeah, and and I'll tell you. Think about it. I'm talking. Think about Milo. Um, then let's go on the entertainment part. Superstars right now. Actually, one of the biggest shows ever right now. We had them on when they just started in Practical Jokers. Remember?
Yeah, sure. I
You
actually,
know?
yeah, I had forgotten about that, but yeah, we did.
Yeah, I had asked them.
We had
I
two
had
of
asked the
them, right?
Italian guy. What?
Yeah, we had
Yeah,
Sal and
and Murr.
Murr. That's right.
Yeah, and I asked him if the. I think I said, "Is it hard?" I don't know. I pushed him. I pushed him into a little bit of a racial corner, and
Mm.
I think he got offended. And True TV told us, I'll never give you a
Oh
show
yeah,
guest again."
that's right.
Yeah, yeah. Then we just fucking had another producer call, and we had the next True TV star on. They're dummies,
Mm.
fucking dopes over there.
Yep. Yeah, we
Anyway,
had Chad Channing from Nirvana and
yeah.
Abe
And what
Cunningham from
about
the Deftones.
yeah? And what about You don't realize how significant, obviously, to the older people, but fucking what was it? Rossi.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I mean,
Martini and Rossi. No, what was the?
yeah. Oh, what was his name? But anyway, if you look, Wiki that way, like he's legit as far as in the entertainment
Yeah.
industry. You know what I mean? And we had him cracking up. He was making. We had him teetering on the line too of like, you might not want to say
Oh
that.
yeah, we had Little Gweed, freaking what's his face from Married with Children,
Ooh, we did.
Faustino.
Oh, we did have Dave Faustino on.
Yeah.
That's right. Oh
Yeah,
my
so
god.
we've proved that we used to be good. So,
No, but my point is, look, we take this very a very lax approach because we started this show for Rex and I to again be creative, and this show is going to it's going to morph. We do zero marketing. We're doing wonderful as far as a core base,
and
and it's just funny
and we're probably the only show that's not social media based.
at all.
So
At all.
you're
There's
going
no
to get
echo chamber.
different. Yeah, you're going to get different stories, and I'm sure anybody who follows left right podcasts or whatever, that's the problem with most all of them is that they all get hooked into the top 3 or 4 stories that are on Twitter, and that's all you hear about. That's not going to happen here. So,
And I think another thing that you got to pat yourself on the back at least is that I can prove it with the timestamps and when our shows were put out. I think we've broke stories and or theories before the Megyn Kelly, before the some of the mainstream media.
Steve
dropped
Whistler, we were constantly scooping Steve Whistler.
Yep. Fats Macaroni.
That's you.
We
I
had him.
thought.
Easy there, fucking big gravy.
Whoa! But we did have Richard Patrick from Filter.
We did have Richard Pat. Wow. again, we did have. You know what? Let me not even talk about it anymore because
And
now,
what
now
was
I'm
that
just.
guy's name from Feed the Rhino?
I don't know that bloke's name. See how I went bloke because he was from England.
Yeah. So
But what are you getting fed? Fucking the list of people we had on. What are you talking?
no,
Freaking
I have
peaches
fucking
watch?
memory sometimes.
Oh.
Sometimes. But anyway, so that's that.
Yeah, I hear some action in my back room over there. Whoa.
Whoa.
Yeah.
The organ in the back?
Deb said she was bringing over a fruit plate or something to my mother.
What's his name?
Bruce.
Yeah, who the fuck names their kid Bruce nowadays?
Bruce plate.
Bruce
Fruit
Plate.
plate. Fruit plate. Bruce cup. Fruit cup.
Wow,
There's something there.
this went wrong. This went really
Yeah.
wrong.
But the worst. But anyway, that was pretty much your ending with Fuentes, right?
Well, our pause. We're gonna keep looking around and see what we find.
Oh,
out.
that's what I meant.
Kind of
I meant pause. I meant
Um,
yeah. But and I did say the Tucker lying thing,
Yep.
which is again weird to me. Um, but again, you stood behind Candace with thinking Macron's wife is a man.
Still do.
Um, and again, like I said, everything you're saying, I can't disagree with.
Now-
It's very hard for my brain to wrap around it, though.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Her.
There's too. Let me just finish.
Yeah.
There's too many things that are going on between the Epstein and the Candace and the in Israel, and there's too many fucked up things being exposed at one time for my brain to handle.
Sure.
And there's not a right thing or a left thing. You know what I mean? There really isn't. Everybody. It's blowing my mind. Not that I never thought that these things are true. It's all too much.
Yeah.
'Cause now I feel like I think that you're just making shit up now about Nick because you're jumping on the conspiracy theory fucking bus here.
Yeah. Now that's where I'm starting to. Candace is starting to lose me a little bit. Is the Israel thing. And I think we're going to touch on what was that guy's name? Tony Aguilar in the next couple
Tony
of episodes.
Aguilar. Yeah, I'm actually in the midst of some investigative journalism over here.
Oh,
Almost like you're deep diving into Nick Fuentes. Whoa! But I'm doing the same with Aguilar because Jesus Christ, is this me in a nutshell? You ready? I'm like, son of a bitch, man. You people are way too hard on the Jews. There's no way that they would do something like that. Next show. Holy shit. Fucking, you believe this shit? I was about to cry hearing Tony Aguilar in his interview clips. Remember what I'm saying here? In his interview clips.
Yeah.
So after that happened, I was really, really bothered, And again, it was kind of like I'm not kidding. It was my final straw. I was like, you know what? This is enough with Israel. Like, you know what I mean? Like, look, this man is a fucking Green Beret. I looked into him as far as, his service is legit. He's a special forces guy. He definitely, he was, he did command at certain levels. There's a bunch of things that were definitely credible about him. So that was the final when me going, you know what? Yeah, that's enough. A Green Beret with accommodations, all that stuff. I'm in. Then, where my real source comes from, right, which is a tier 1 guy, right?
Yeah.
I'm listening, and all of a sudden he's pushing against this, and I'm going, he's not even like a pro-Israel guy,
Right.
and he's pushing against it. He's buddies with another tier 1. Oh, I don't know if he's a tier 1 guy, but he's a special forces guy that is pretty pro-Israel.
We'll say
on
1.5
his show.
just to be sure.
Yeah. on his show. So they got together, and their common denominator was like, "Yo, something's not right with this Tony Aguilar." So they looked into him, right? And again, I'm kind of nutshelling it because I'm trying to put together a good investigative point. What's it called there?
Bullet points.
Yeah, like a bullet, right? Like a little bullet point thing. But you know, they get together, and their entire behind the scenes investigating is legitimately finding a lot of issues with his story, from the simplest of, so you're going to tell me that there were, now remember, all of the security forces for the 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 UFG, right?
OVG.
Um,
It's called OVG.
yeah, are funded. I'm sorry. Has their own security, right? There's
Right.
no IDF or anything security. It's all, and it's mostly like ex special forces guys. You know, a lot of security companies. You know,
Sure.
um, and you would have to believe that there were the IDF soldiers, right, that were indiscriminately shooting on innocent civilians, and let's just say because of all the propaganda, maybe you can believe it.
Or
And I'm not
impropaganda.
saying and I'm not saying that it's not true, but then you gotta have to tell me that there were also American ex special forces, American guys that saw this, and they're not. No one else is coming from. And another thing, nobody has a cell phone as that's happening
Right.
going. So those are just the simple things. Then they got into
Well,
things as far as like,
can I just also give you another
mhm.
thing to back that up? Um, just take it on its face. The death of innocent Palestinians, the starvation of innocent Palestinians. Um, Even on its face, who does that help? If even in the in the global eye, it helps
Yeah, Hamas.
Hamas.
Oh,
So,
without a doubt.
I mean,
Yeah.
even just looking at it, not even going into deep dives or things or whatever. If you just look at it as, okay, if this person dies, if this person is malnourished, who does it help? It definitely does not help Israel. So unless they're
Well,
just
it does. It
bloodthirsty,
doesn't It doesn't optically, but if you think the major plan is to eradicate the Palestinian, the people of Gaza, then it does benefit them to starve them.
small potatoes. Going back to potatoes,
Is it though? They're obviously not concerned with optics. Look. The bottom line is this: the real point, and I'll go back to the Aguilar, but the real point is that the biggest thing and the biggest fucking mistake that the IDF is doing is they are not staying on top of the mistakes that they make. They're not coming out and either explaining a mistake, or if there's propaganda out there, they are not in any way correcting it. They're just kind of leaving it out there.
can I also tell you something that you had said on the last episode that fucking made me laugh earlier today when we were talking about the the aid drops that Canada was doing. Dude, I was just thinking about a fucking from 15,000 feet dropping a live moose out of the fucking airplane and was watching it hit the ground. It just just the visual made me fucking howl.
Yeah, that again, I told you that was like going with bits like that is really what I would like to base the show on. You know,
Yeah,
that would entertain me all day long.
absolutely.
All of this shit, is actually, it's frustrating because I don't have the time, the energy to invest in. Like, look, I'm not gonna lie. I have my own fucking bubble that I'm in, and I'm trying to navigate through life. You know what I mean?
For sure.
All this shit, you know, um, I don't need to. I always say this, but I don't need like that plate to spin either.
Yeah.
Who am I kidding? I'm not changing the fucking world here.
Yeah,
I don't know how to
and
say.
between the two of us, we own 4 businesses and work all day. So we
Yeah,
we, we
right.
have small small little bits of time here and there to do stuff.
Yeah, but um, the point is though, you know, I think that this is we're at a time where it's like I don't know how to not talk about it. It's insane. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Think about the things that I told you that are now mainstream shit. You know, like what happened to um, what's his name? But Tom Brokaw, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Nightly news: Macron's wife has a penis, and you know what I mean. Like what? It's like, you know, the, yeah, she
What?
does. And she
Yeah.
doesn't.
You all right? You having a stroke?
Yeah,
Do you smell toast?
yeah. No, I feel fine. I
Oh,
feel
okay.
fine.
You got a little sun today, so
Yeah.
I was getting a little nervous.
Yeah, I didn't want. Well, I didn't want to wear blue, so I tried to make it like a medical. I tried to go medical.
Yeah.
I didn't want to get. I didn't want to get sued by Macron by Macron's wife, so I figured I'd try to I'd medical term it.
Sure, sure. I appreciate the effort.
Yeah.
So do you want to continue on the Aguilar thing, or do you want a
Well,
box set up
well,
for
yeah,
until you're done with your
we
thing?
can, yeah, we can wrap it up if that's what we want to do. But the main thing is there's a lot coming out with Aguilar, and I'm not writing him off. I'm not. I'm finding out little by little that some of the things that at first I didn't think were true, and I'm these special forces guys are learning too on the fly because this is all happening pretty much in real time. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
There are a lot of holes in his story, but there are a lot of things that
there are also
um,
a lot of holes in the Palestinians.
ba-dum-bum, um, but like I said, I'm taking my time to go with this one. If you want to go check out Matt Tardio,
Would you call me? Oh,
yeah, Matt Tardio on YouTube. I think it's called Speaking the Truth is his podcast. Again, he's hey, listen, all respect to Matt, but he's a little tough to listen to in regards to he's all fucking business. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, and he communicates like a fucking. He, again, it's good for gathering the information.
yeah,
He will not lie. Everything that he says, he will back up with receipts. If and again, people have to people. If you're doing pretty much a live show every day, like you may make claims that the next day don't hold true because information changes, things change. So, he's very good on staying on top of things from the inside out. And he's also very good at admitting when he got something wrong or maybe a source that he was working with isn't as credible than he thought,
yeah,
you know? All right. So I don't know. I guess that's it on that. I'll do the rest.
yeah. Because there's a couple of funny stories I think would be fun to get to if you want to do some fun stuff instead of all this Jews and hatred and Palestinians and nobody likes footer, that kind of stuff. We can move on.
Yeah. Is that in the chat?
No, it was in my head, but I
Oh.
can put it in chat if you want me. You want me to just type it in? I'm
Well,
getting.
just cut and paste your texts to everybody else.
Yeah, I'll just take a
You're right.
picture of my tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good one.
Yeah. So we have a bit of an odd story. Do you want to do the footy fisherman or the swinging shank? Sorry.
Pardon me? No, no. Oh, I know. I want to do the Chinese one. Oh, was it Chinese?
Yeah,
I
Cherna.
have to look again.
I think it's Cherna is how they say it.
Yeah.
All right, so let's bring up this article from I believe U.S. News, CBS, NBC. I'd love to see the story at some point, just so I can go ahead and just thank you. We've got news for you. Which of these extensions do you have? Always ads on Fox. Which extensions do you have? Refresh page. Eyesight. Whoa!
Ice, baby.
ICE detainee found hanging by the neck at Pennsylvania Detention Center. Well, hang on a second. Scroll up. I want to get this guy's name right because I don't want to. Chao Feng Ji. Chao Feng Ji. Gi. Chao Feng Gi. Chao Feng. I could do this all day. All right, let's
Do you need a tissue?
scroll on down. Please. Please scroll. Please scroll. Chao Feng Ji of China was found unresponsive at the Mo Shannon Valley Processing Center in Phillipsburg the morning of August 5th, according to U.S. Customs and Immigration. He had been in ICE custody for 5 days and was awaiting a hearing before the Department of Justice's Executive Office for Immigration Review, MVPC or VIMFIC. Staff discovered G hanging by the neck and unresponsible in the shower of his detention pod at 5:21 a.m. Oh, what a handsome fellow! You know, you're supposed to have two eyebrows, buddy. You can just shave that right off. My wife does that for me. Otherwise, I look like this angry motherfucker. Scroll on down. I said G was arrested by the Lower Paxton Township Police Department in January for criminal use of a communication facility, unlawful use of a computer and access device, fraud. The next day, the agency's Phillip office filed a detainer against him. Okay, go ahead, Foots.
No, I'm still trying to get a feel of the story here. I mean, obviously, you know, did ICE do it? Did another inmate do it? What's going on here with this?
Well, he obviously hung himself because he was going back to China and he was going to die anyway. If I had to make a guess, it says the Lower Paxton Township Police Department.
Maybe he's with the CIA and he knew too much.
Yeah, maybe it's part of Mossad. Said on Mossad. Said on the day of Guy's arrest, its officers were dispatched to a CVS store in Harrisburg for a report of a male using fraudulent credit cards in an attempt to purchase gift cards. Oh, so he's a real fucking winner. Upon arrival, LPBB. Good night, everybody. LPBP officers located the male who was identified as Chao Feng Ji of Flushing, New York, and an investigation was initiated where
Great Flushing, New York. Great White Castle right on the corner.
Oh, come on.
Bayside, baby.
Don't fucking get me on the White Castle thing again. I just forgot
I'm just
about
saying,
that.
that's where we would go to right in Bayside, Queens, and Flushing. Boom, go.
I got White Castle questions for you, to be honest with you. Found to be in possession of numerous stolen credit cards. I don't care about this. I want to know about how he's fucking hung himself. That's it? That's all we got? All right. So, anyway, that's one.
Yeah, they fucking totally clickbaited us.
Yeah, that's one deportation we're not going to have to pay for.
Yeah, well, he hung around long enough to save the American taxpayers some money.
That's true.
See what I did there?
Yeah, the problem is that he's going to have to hang himself in an hour again anyway.
Don't get it.
Yeah, because Chinese food, hungry in an hour.
Oh, that was good. Oh, shit.
What happened? You getting all loosey-goosey again?
I thought I knocked my mic cord out.
Is that the guy that we just hired, Mike?
That was Rofone, Mr. Rofone.
Oh. He's not related to Chow Meng Fung or whatever the fuck this guy's name was it?
Maybe a distant cousin. I'd have to check.
It seems odd to me that that these people in jail and obviously
The stream's off. You're frozen. End the stream?
Yes, end the stream.
Huh? I did it.